I never thought I'd be looking at the city from this high up, where the lights below seem so small and distant. The penthouse of the Obsidian Tower was more than a home. It was a legend whispered in the dark. It was a place where the rules of the common man simply didn't apply. Getting inside required a lot more than just a fortune. It required a certain kind of invisibility. I wasn't here as Elias Thorne, the journalist. I was Victor, a bored heir searching for a new and dangerous thrill. The air inside the lounge was thick with the scent of expensive cigars and the heavy aroma of aged scotch. But underneath the luxury, there was something much sharper. It was the unmistakable smell of fear. The girls were everywhere, silent and ethereal figures draped in red silk and delicate black lace. They had been lured here with the promise of a better life and easy money, only to find themselves trapped forever in a beautiful golden cage. From my corner, I could see the influential men, the titans of industry we see on the news every night. Their faces were flushed with a kind of power that felt truly grotesque in the dim light. I knew I was being watched by the invisible eyes of the house. I could feel the weight of 1,000 cameras tracking my every move. Or perhaps it was just one very focused and very deadly pair of eyes. Every step I took across that floor felt like I was walking on a thin wire, a wire stretched over a deep and unforgiving abyss. I had to stay focused. I had to get the evidence tonight. My micro camera and my cufflink was my only friend in this room full of hungry wolves. I moved deeper into the velvet heart of the club, away from the main floor. I passed through corridors where the most secret deals were struck in hushed whispers. In these back rooms, the polished masks of society finally fell away. I saw a senator toasting a drink with a tech mogul. The senator was a man who preached morality every Sunday morning. The mogul had just sold the digital privacy of millions without a second thought. They were laughing together about a young girl named Sasha. I found her alone in a small windowless room at the end of the hall. Her eyes were fixed on a silver suitcase overflowing with cash. To her, that money felt more like a ransom than a reward for her service. She didn't look up at me as I entered. Her hands were shaking uncontrollably. I realized then that this wasn't just an exclusive club. It was a dark altar. Humanity was regularly sacrificed for influence here. I finally reached the server room, the cold electronic brain of the Obsidian Tower. I needed the guest list, the encrypted chats, and the ledger of sins. Soon, the entire world would know the truth about this place. Suddenly, the door hissed open behind me. It was the warden himself. He didn't need to carry a gun to be terrifying. He had a smile that suggested he already knew every secret I was keeping. "Victor," he said, his voice sounding like cold, smooth silk in the quiet room. "You seem to have lost your way in my house. Or perhaps you finally found exactly what you were looking for." I didn't blink or look away from his cold gaze. I just reached down and pressed upload on my hidden device. The data started screaming through the air in a silent wave. Millions of bytes of justice were heading safely to the cloud. I saw the warden's confident smile falter for just a fraction of a second. That was all the time I needed to make my move. I bolted through the door as the alarm finally caught up to my breach. The descent down the emergency stairs was a blur of concrete and shadows. I hit the rainy street just as the first sirens began to wail in the distance. The story was out, and the Obsidian Tower was destined to fall. But as I looked up at that dark glass one last time, I knew the grim truth. The city would never look the same to me again. The news cycle would chew on this for weeks, but the scars on the city would remain for a lifetime. No amount of money can buy back innocence lost in the Obsidian Tower. As I walked away, the micro camera in my hand felt heavy, as if it contained the weight of every soul I had seen inside that gilded prison. The rain didn't feel cold anymore. It felt like a baptism, washing away the stench of expensive scotch and old lies. Tomorrow the headlines will shout my name, but tonight I am just a man who saw the monster and lived to tell the tale. The secrets are out. The game is over. But in a city built on shadows, there's always another tower rising in the dark.